Greetings. This is your goddess guru, Tyra Olafemi, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. One thing that I like to talk about is humility. Humility is something that I think is not well understood. I think that oftentimes that people do not know how powerful humility is. And this morning, I had a word come to me about humility, and I want to share it with you. I was in the middle of a special ritual that I do to connect with my higher guide when I heard that really what humility is subjugating the ego so that our higher selves, which is our true self, it's our expanded self, it's the limitless part of ourselves, so that it can be the primary guiding force of our lives in a conscious way. A lot of times we talk about how people lack humility, and basically what that means is that their ego is running the show. And egos, they're good, or maybe I should say they're neither good nor bad. Ego is a needed and necessary tool to have experience in this realm. And it's our identity in the physical realm. And so what we have to learn how to do, and it's really the responsibility of our elders and our culture to help us have healthy ego development. But in this day and age, we're lacking in that. There are not proper rites of passages to assist us with making sure that we keep in perspective who and what we are. And so we have a lot of egos that are constructed based on worldly standards, based on experiences. And so these egos, they're hungry. They want to be fed. And they want to stay alive. They want to stay in control because on some level the ego senses its limitations. It senses that it's a construct, and it can sense and hear and know and feel on some level that there is this larger part of ourselves that caused us to manifest. It's the part of us that said, hey, I want to come and have an experience in this realm. And we don't come here without everything that we need. We come here with everything that we need. And so it's that part of ourselves that should be running the show. At the very least, let me tell you what it does. It's going to make your heart beat. It's going to make your body operate like it needs to. When you were in your mother's womb, this part of you made you grow. It's the wisdom inside of you, the intelligence, the power that just really makes all of us happen. And we don't even think about how much of a mystery breathing is. We just breathe. I expect to breathe. You don't even really appreciate your breath until you don't have it, and then you get it back. So we have this part that's always operating, and if it can run our body with effort, if it can repair our bodies, all the damage most of us do to it, but this thing still makes us live and grow and function in the world. If it can do that, then what could it do if we said, I want you to lead, guide, and direct me? And that is what we want. We want our higher self to be the driving force of our lives. Our ego, we want to use to come here and have experience. We want to come here and say, oh, what do I want to do? What I want to, I want to have this experience. I want to have that experience. Our ego is what's going to have enjoy the benefit of this creative process that happens. But we want the ego to figure out or kind of have the experience, but we want to turn over the process of living. If we want to get from point A to point B, we want our higher self to do that. And we have to know ourselves as our higher self. That's what self-realization is all about. That's really why we're here, to remember this greater aspect of ourselves and to let it run the show. And basically, you have to just turn everything over to it. But for many of us, we were not taught properly. So we have this ego that's just usually jacked up, just really not getting us where we want to go. Maybe sometimes it does. Ego does, good things, but a lot of times it's just not going to, we're not going to be fulfilled following the ego. Enter humility. When we are humble, we are saying basically, I got it. The ego is not ruling the show. Who I thought I was, I really am not. I'm going to desire A or B, and I'm turning it over to my higher self, my Ori, to assist me with showing me how do I get to A or how do I get to B. So that is what humility is about. It is subjugating the ego to our higher expanded selves. It's not about being less than anybody. And also, it's very easy to be humble when you're operating according to your higher self, because you can look and see the truth in everything and everybody. When someone comes and their ego is raging, I mean, their ego is just all out there acting a monkey. When you're operating according to your higher self, you'll look at them, and behind that small little ego that's just acting up, you're going to see the beauty and wonder of their higher selves, and you can love that person who is coming in a very egoic manner. You don't have to get monkeyish with them. You don't have to act ugly with them. You can be love. You can be peace. You can just be and not be moved by it. So it's so important for us to understand what is humility really. And I tell everyone, humility is a superpower. Because if I am letting the ego move to the back and letting my higher self move to the front, the things that we accomplish, we will look like super beings. And guess what? We are. All we need to do is to be humble, which is to just let the ego go. Let it fall to the back. Realize it's just a tool and allow our higher self to come through. How do we do that? You know what I'm going to say? Spiritual practices. Willingness is another one. Be willing to let the ego go. Surrender. Surrender all of your life to your higher self. And watch, it's going to do such a great job. That's what being humble is. I hope that this word on humility will assist you on your path to self-realization. If nothing else, I hope that this word on humility will help you to feel way more peaceful and to just feel okay with relaxing into your true self. May you have a blessed day. Thank you for watching this video.